1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost a weekend and you don't know what to do. Or you just need something fun to listen to.
Southside Pod!
Yes, we're on the air. And the gang's all here, all things on the South Side. You're listening to the Southside Pod. Looking for the best Southside breweries. Or you might just need an awesome place to eat.
Southside Pod!
Mount Greenwood, Evergreen, Blue Island, Beverly, Payless, and Allsup too. You're tuned into the Southside Pod.
Southside Pod!
Oakland, Midlothian,
Southside Pod!
Oak Forest, Chicago Ridge, Flossmoor, and Bridgeview. You're listening to Southside Pod!
Belly on up to the 9-foot homemade oak bar here in my basement on the south side and pour yourself a cold one, 30 minutes of good in a world of dumb. I'm Chris, that's Bill, that's Mike. This is Southside Pod, brought to you proudly by Family Waterproofing Solutions. Not only do they handle the bowing walls, the window wells, the foundation crack repair, the sump pumps, keeping water out of your basement, protecting your foundation, but they have express service. Know what you want, see the cost right on the website, order and schedule on-site immediately, and you get quick service. Nobody else offers that. Your basement's best defense and express service is at familydry.com. We're out a little bit later in the afternoon on a Thursday this week, but we're always on demand anywhere podcasts can be found and always at southsidepod.com. Hit the subscribe button, don't miss an episode. But it was a longer day and even a longer night because I got stuck going to Cubs Sox. Like we couldn't get rid of the tickets we have. And I hate going to those games. At the rate, Tuesday and Wednesday, we were at the Wednesday night game. Amateur hour at its best. I mean, these are the same people that probably go out on New Year's Eve, when the rest of us just stay home and go out on a different night. They're all drinking from 11 o'clock in the morning, and everybody's looking for a fight. Like even walking out last night after the Cubs beat the White Sox. I'm wearing my Sox jersey. I see this other girl just running up, stumbling up, falling forward because she sees a guy in a Cubs jersey singing Go Cubs Go. And this girl, who's blasted out of her mind, just runs up and roundhouse punches him in the back of the head, and a Donnybrook breaks out. Like there's a reason CPD brings out the horses for games like that. They're not even there for the game. They're just getting bombed and starting fights. It reminded me why I never go to Sox Cubs.
No one's kicked you in the face yet?
No, I've never been kicked in the face.
I can't believe that.
Have you been kicked in the face?
Have you ever been punched in the face?
I mean, if you haven't been punched in the face, you haven't lived.
Mike, have you ever been punched in the face?
Of course I've been punched in the face.
Have you ever punched somebody in the face?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's the same guy.
Ooh, look at that. One fight. Good for you. Look at you. One big fight. Good for you.
Same guy.
Who won? Where's he today?
We both lost.
What's his name?
His name's
dead.
Mike.
Mike buried him.
Was it the mirror, Mike?
No.
Were you fighting in the mirror?
It's a kid I went to school with
He
forever.
fought his evil twin.
He was left-handed. I was right-handed.
Oh,
it's really weird.
that's a rough combination.
Evil Mike.
Yeah, evil Mike. He has a unibrow.
Full head of hair.
Wait, I have a unibrow.
Super funny.
Really good at guitar. Really good at guitar.
Amazing guitarist.
Look at better when we're making fun of Chris.
Everybody likes him. It's really weird. It's like bizarre, Mike.
Love that guy.
Well, come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Well, come on, baby, don't you wanna go back to that same old place on your dial? It's the Southside.
I'm at Hailstorm Brewing in Tinley. I got John Streetz, our good friend who's been on the show before.
Hey.
Streetz Arts Alliance is out here today. You can kind of see a little bit of it in the background if you're watching the video on YouTube. If you're listening on Southside Pod, you'll get it on YouTube in a couple of days. But big artisan market here. This is the Makers Artisan Market. You do these a lot. You've been in Hailstorm several times. What about Hailstorm in Tinley Park? First of all, sets up well for a market. Is it the fact you can go indoor, outdoor, and you can kind of like make it so people can walk through the whole place?
So Hailstorm's great because they've got such a giant, spacious interior, and they've got this beautiful patio outside. You know, it lends itself well to having, I think right now we've got 26 artists here at Hailstorm. The staff is always super cool, and, you know, it's always a good sign when we bring out this many people to a show. So this is kind of what I was hoping. Having some articles in the Patch and all these other places really help prop this one up.
What are you drinking? I'm having the Dominatrix. This is my one of my favorite beers on all the South Side. Sometimes I say it's my favorite, then I kind of check myself and I say, well, that's unfair to all the other breweries. But when this thing's on tap, I drink it, and it's dangerous because it's 11%. But it's a hophead's dream because it's a triple IPA, and it's one of their best. And I always tell Will Turner that I love it, and I know he's tweaked it since he's gotten here about a year and a half ago. But, I mean, it is just such a good beer. What are you drinking?
I actually don't remember the name of it.
I'm drinking beer. It's wet. It's got kind of an amber color, and it tastes good.
It basically was their summer drinker, their summer quencher that's got some flavoring in it. I wanted something super light. This is my first beer of the day because I just partied a little too hard at Sound Growler.
You had Sound Growler's big anniversary the night before.
The 6th-year anniversary,
yeah. A bunch of bands out there and
5
stuff.
metal bands, including Bongzilla.
Yeah, when I saw Bongzilla, I knew what kind of crowd it was going to be. Right away.
I hadn't heard of any 5 of those bands prior to doing it, but it was a phenomenal show, and I definitely drank way too much.
I still haven't heard of all those bands. Yeah. I don't know where they came from and where they're going to go next. But you have another thing going on over at Sound Growler.
I do.
Coming up this weekend. So tell me a little bit about that. And you can use your phone if you need help.
Yeah, I might need it because I'm still hungover.
It's a Halloween one, though, right?
Yes, it's called Summerween.
Yeah.
And this wasn't my idea. Lindsay from Lucky Eye Inc., she came up with the idea. She's like, why don't we do a Summerween market? Now, I don't know if Arturo wants me to be mentioning this, but originally we had planned for a food truck event.
Okay.
Where we still had artists, but food trucks as well. That wasn't panning out great, so it was kind of perfect timing with this idea with Summerween. And Arturo, he was open to it, so we did it. Now, this is probably the biggest interest I've seen in any of the events that I've ever had.
You're telling me 2,300 people?
2,300 people on Facebook are interested, and that's Facebook. A lot of people have left Facebook, but to get 2,300 people is insane. It's almost reaching like an expo or like a convention kind of status.
People love Halloween.
They do.
See, and here's the thing. Like, I'm a fan of Halloween. I enjoy Halloween. I have a good time at Halloween. I like walking around with the kids at Halloween, but there are freaks on the South Side. Freaks that want to dress like it's Halloween every day. And if you give them an excuse in the summertime, in late July, to put on their get-ups and their garbs, they're coming, John.
So anyone's welcome to wear an outfit as if it was Halloween.
They will be. They will be. The freaks are coming out.
We have a group, several, right now it's not on my brain, but we've got several cosplayers coming out that are going to be showcasing something Halloween. And I can't list what they are, but we've got a bunch of cosplayers coming out. Yeah, Summerween, we've got 40 artists set up inside and outside. You know, they'll still have all the regular tacos and delicious beers from Sound Growler, but this will be interesting to see how crazy busy it really gets. And I'm stoked, as well as every artist there is stoked.
So when you're putting these together, I just find that it's so well put together when I go to yours. You always have everything lined up to the point where I can kind of walk through, I can check it all out. Everybody seems relaxed and happy, and it seems like you use a lot of the same people, but you rotate them in. Like, I mean, I've been at yours before, and like this time I walked through and I was like, well, I recognize this person. I've seen this one before. I've seen this one before, but this one's new. And so when you're doing these events, are you constantly rotating? Or are you trying to pick based upon what type of market is, where it's at? How are you doing that?
So I definitely keep an eye on who's done that show before. For this show in particular, we had 26 artists. Over half the artists had never done this venue before. And one of the questions on the application is, have you ever done this market before? And that's a way for me to gauge, because I do so many markets, I can't remember everything. Yeah, so I try to hit for every show at least half the artists being brand new to that venue. And for instance, today I have at least 5 or 6 artists that have never done one of my markets before ever. So they're brand spanking new. And they, like Victoria Lee Creates and Cloud Candy Inside and Temmie Beads, they've never done a market with me before ever. And all of them have been doing really well at this market. So thank you for being a supporter of all these shows.
Listen, I'm already getting sucked in. I've got my wife bought a Santa Claus that goes down this big blue, like starry board, like Plinko in The Price is Right, and lands in the chimney.
Yep.
Because she gives a Santa Claus to her stepmother every year. They exchange Santa Claus with each other. And she was like, this is going to be my Santa Claus. She bought it at the market today. And I am going to have a very hard time walking out of here without buying the Chief Illini Wick big wooden sign that's shaped like the state of Illinois that the guy's selling inside. I'm like, I went to Illinois, I might buy this today. So, I mean, you're going to get me. And if I keep drinking the 11% dominatrix, you're definitely going to get me today.
But Terry's Woodworking, he's another new artist that has never done this show before. And he was telling me today that this was the first time in like 20 years that he's done a craft show. So it's kind of special that you got something from someone that's
saw it
been
right away.
out of
Yeah.
the market system for so many years.
Yeah.
But thank you again for supporting them. But yeah, as far as overlap and influx of new artists, I try so hard to make sure it's a expertly curated show. You know, some of these other big markets that you see in the area, they're charging money to get in, or they're, having 20 different of the same kinds of vendors.
Think about that though. You don't charge to walk in, right? So I walk into Hailstorm today in Tinley Park, which one of my favorite breweries on the south side, to be honest with you, because it looks like a brewery. It has a tap room bar, and then it has a big beer hall, and it's got a patio, like whatever your mood is, right? So I always love this place. They always got great beer here as well. They got good food. But I walked in, and there was nothing like, well, you got to pay a cover to walk in. So what do? I order a beer. I start walking around. I'm relaxed, and I start making purchases.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how it's supposed to go.
Like if you pay $20 to walk in the door beforehand, you're kind of like, well, I already dropped 20.
Exactly.
You want to take more of my money now?
Yep.
And then you start weighing that when you're inside the place.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big thing to me, to just be as welcoming as possible and just give people an intimate event where they can chat with the artists and talk about things.
Yeah.
I just find that so much more welcoming than some of these other bougie markets,
I saw your brother in here right
yeah.
before he left.
Yeah.
He does tarot card reading.
He does.
But you have somebody else doing tarot card reading.
Yeah, Tegan with 10 cups.
Does he get upset when his own brother picks a different tarot card reader?
No. I'm the reason he reads tarot.
Okay.
He did it kind of on the side for a while, and
You got
he
to take
wasn't.
a class for that? How does that work?
I think he
Get
just did all of his
certified?
own research.
Okay.
There's books you can read to learn how to do that. And he just kind of practiced with it and had something online. I kept pushing him. I'm like, Jason, I need tarot readers. Do one of my shows.
Right.
And after some coaxing, he ended up signing up for one, and he's been my regular tarot reader ever since the beginning.
See, I would do that, but what I would do is I would just lay out cards. And then every fifth person, I would say, you're going to die. Like I would have one person I would say is going to make a ton of money. The next person I would say, you look like you're going to be lucky in love. And then I'd be like, oh my gosh, you're going to die. Like I would rotate it. I wouldn't even be reading. I'd just be making it up as I went along. But there's a science to this you're telling me, or a method to it.
Please don't do that. You're going to terrify some people that really believe in the tarot.
I know.
Yeah,
this is bad promotion for your Halloween event, because all the people going to that, they totally believe in that stuff. I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Tell me again, when is it? It's going to be at Sound Growler?
Yes, the 29th. It starts at 12 p.m.
Okay.
There's plenty of on-site parking. Starts at 12, goes to about 5 o'clock.
All right.
And we've got 40 artists lined up inside and outside. In the event of rain, we'll move them inside.
Dress up.
And if you want to dress
freaky.
up. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't know about the get freaky.
Get freaky.
All right, get freaky.
Get freaky.
Have a good time.
Right.
You're supporting small artists by coming to the market. And if you love Halloween, this is the place to be. And many thanks to Lindsay from Lucky Eye Inc. for giving me that idea for a market, and for Sound Growler letting me host it.
Congrats on what you're doing. I mean, seriously, man, every weekend you're someplace. I mean, you could start following you like you were the band Fish. Like, I'm just a John Streetz follower on the south side to his markets. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. Thank you, sir.
I have a confession to make. It's true, and I'm guessing you have done the same thing. Put more time into thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for your retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree with you, and I want to help you out. I've got a local, experienced, down-to-earth guy who's a friend of this show. He's got a get-to-know-you approach and do the right thing values, and he's been around for over 20 years right here on the South Side. His name is Tom Walsh. He's located on the corner of 111th and Kedzie, and he's waiting for your call. In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? Call someone who's invested in your success. Reach out to Tom now, 773-779-0023, or pop in at the office right on 111th and Kedzie. Tell him we sent you. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
This guy's never available. Why are you never available?
I mean, things come up.
So listeners, Chris threw out 38 nights, 37 of the next 38 nights.
I made
I'm
a
available
list.
these 38 nights, and I don't ever respond until Bill responds. He goes, I could do this one.
Yeah, and then that was the day you're out of town or something.
This is the one night you responded to out of 37 nights you were available. And then
it
I
was true.
texted Mike and I go, it's a Thursday, and how you doing with that? And you're like, oh, that's a terrible thing for me.
Do you want to see my calendar? It's
No,
true.
nobody cares about your calendar.
Nobody wants to see
And
your
so
calendar.
then I had to take Mike out for drinks on the side to convince him to come here tonight. That's what this was.
You got me drunk. That's why I'm here.
I did. I got
I've
him
been
drunk.
here since then, actually.
Got him drunk. I took compromising pictures
For
of him.
6 days, he's kept me down in this basement.
Why you're walking
Bill.
funny?
I did.
Yeah, it hurts.
A little bit of chloroform, and I was there. Exactly.
Bill, what
we
day
have him
is it now, actually?
September.
Bill just can't find the time this summer to hang out.
I mean,
You'll be
dad,
camping a lot.
Dad stuff, job
Camping.
stuff, camping.
He works like every third day.
So here, tell me
listeners.
about this. Tell me about this.
Yeah.
What are your camping plans this year? Because you,
I had a
what
chance
do you
to
have?
camp.
You have a pickup truck, and then you pull the camper
Pick 'em up
behind it,
truck.
right? Is your camper something that basically goes over the top of the bed of the pickup truck?
No, it's
got-
not a fifth wheel. It's a
Okay.
travel trailer.
Okay.
It's not a hitch.
Okay. So it hitches up and it's hanging off the back as
Correct.
you're driving along. Okay.
So you can leave it behind when you
I can.
How big is this?
27 feet, 32 feet with a tongue.
How many beds do you get in that?
Well, we have a queen size, and then we have bunk beds for the kids.
Really?
And then the table turns into a bed, but we never use it.
And you have a kitchen.
Full kitchen, yeah.
Full kitchen.
Stove, fridge.
You got a fridge and a stove. You got a microwave?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Chris doesn't even have a microwave.
No, I don't have
In
one
his
of those.
house.
No,
Right.
not at all.
You can't even move this thing.
No. All right. So then when you go camping,
Yes.
what places do you go
I don't
to?
even like to call it camping because it's really not.
You just go to a trailer park and pull up.
Parking your house in a on
Right.
gravel.
It's all a lot of creature comforts of home.
So what kind of place you go to? You go to one of these
We
places.
go to a lot of the yogis.
Because
You know the
I'm
yogi-
driving. I'm driving on the road and I see these things, the Yogi
Jellystones,
Bears. I
yeah.
see those. I see those.
The ones that like they have
And it
mini
looks
golf
like people
courses
just
at
pull
them
in.
half
There's
the
a
time.
pool in the middle,
Yeah.
maybe a pond to
Water
fish in.
slides,
Water slides.
crafts for the kids.
Huh. So there's people
Like
walking
you can get a
around
pizza and
doing
the
activities
shops in
while
one
you're
of
there.
them. Yeah.
Absolutely. You go wake up Yogi and Boo Boo in the morning.
Do you then pay to be in that place?
Oh, a lot of money, yeah.
How much money are you paying?
I don't know.
Is it
offhand.
more in a hotel?
No.
It's similar.
way more work.
It's very similar.
So here's the only question I have. Like, you bought a place you're going to sleep in.
Mm-hmm.
You have your own kitchen in it.
Yeah,
You're literally taking care of yourself.
correct.
So when you show up at this
you're
place,
buying a spot.
Right,
You're buying
yeah,
a plot of
that's
land.
all you're doing. You're just
You-
buying a
electric
spot.
and water.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
electric
if I take my kids to, say, some water slide park hotel,
Right.
I don't have to buy that, and I still have to pay to get in there,
Yeah.
and I get all the same things.
Right.
So where's the benefit of this?
I'm not sure anymore.
He's outside, you're inside.
Now I'm just saying, like he has to maintain the vehicle. Axle brakes, he's got to fix it. He's got to drive it where
At
he's got to
some point, it
go.
becomes kind of a hobby, I guess, too. You
Yeah.
know, where it's
Yeah.
just like, why do people talk on ham radios?
Why do people do podcasts?
Well, yeah, it's
Stupid.
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 Why do people
What do
still
people
wear
listen to
backwards hats?
podcasts?
Yeah. I have a backwards hat on, by the way. That's
Oh,
why
I didn't even
Really?
notice.
No, I
I didn't even
didn't
notice
notice
that.
either.
You're like, why are people
so weird.
Why are people bald at 46?
I don't
He's
know.
Bald. Right.
Just wondering.
Yeah.
Why do people take the easy target? It's all the same.
You seriously never been camping?
No, I've never been camping before.
But you want to learn what it's like? Via song?
Okay.
Well, grab your tennis shoes and your canoe and your old flat top guitar, your fishing pole, your 10-foot holes, and throw it in the back of your car. We're going camping. Are you ready for some camping? Out in the woods, we'll have a heck of a time. We're going camping. Are you ready for some camping? Whoa, whoa. Out in the woods, we'll have a heck of a time. That's basically what it's like.
I mean, it sounds fun.
Does it?
Not really. Can you tell me more?
I could. Would you like to hear more?
Sure.
We'll eat hot dogs and beans and swim in the stream, swinging on a rope and a tire. In the great outdoors, eating marshmallow s'mores, laughing and singing around the fire. We're going camping. Are you ready for some camping? Out in the woods, we'll have a heck of a time. We're going camping. Are you ready for some camping? Whoa, whoa. Out in the woods, we'll have a heck of a time. We'll have a heck of a time. We'll have a heck of a time. Something like that. If you'd like to go sometime, I'll take you.
Is there beer?
Absolutely.
It's now time for your Southside Pod Bulletin Board, a look at what's going on around the Southside, brought to you by the brand new Spoke and Vine Wine Bar and Bottle Shop, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie. They've been on the show before. A great selection of wines, incredible small plate dishes, and it's 21 and over. You will not see anybody's kids there. I love that. See more at spokenvinewines.com. In Blue Island on Friday the 28th, the Lyric Theater at 12952 Western Avenue is hosting the Blue Island Christmas Light Parade fundraiser. 6 to 9 p.m. $40 gets you 4 drink tickets, salad, pizza, pasta. There's raffles, there's split the pots. It's a good community event. Also on Friday from 6 to 9 p.m., Mark Taylor's at Nikki's of Beverly. I was just in there recently. The food's solid, and a really nice patio where they have their musical acts. Also on Friday night the 28th, starting at 9 p.m., Superfly Redneck returns to the Thirsty Beaver. That's a special kind of band at a special kind of place when it's called the Thirsty Beaver, 5599 127th Street. On Saturday, Flipside Brewing turns 1 year old. Out in Tinley Park, 11 a.m. until 11 p.m., an all-day event going on. That's in Tinley, just like Sound Growler Brewing, where you heard John Streetz say that on Saturday, the Summerween Market is going to also be hitting Tinley Park. There's live music over at Hailstorm in Tinley. You can pretty much spend your day at the breweries in Tinley on Saturday. Or you can give back to Lamont. Concert and Community Fest happening on Saturday the 29th in Lamont, 4 to 9 p.m. It's an annual fundraiser that benefits and fills up the Lamont Food Bank. It is a free 5-hour concert where they're asking you to bring non-perishable food or monetary donations. I count 6 different bands going to be out there playing. Also on Saturday at 7 p.m., Serenity Now invades Bike Night at Jack's Place, 3915 147th Street in Midlothian. And on Sunday, and our Sunday event brought to you by Sid Sauce. They develop the sauces right here on the South Side. They grow all the peppers here. They deliver to your door, most of you. You're a South Sider, good chance they're bringing it right to your door. See all the sauces, make your order. The only place I get my hot sauce is at sidsauce.net. On Sunday, 6 to 9 p.m., Coco and Fancy at Mayor's Park in Hometown. Mayor of Hometown's been in here a lot. Gotta remind you that they're having another concert in that gazebo in Mayor's Park. My friend, the priest who is a Navy Marine chaplain,
Yes.
gave me a rosary that they hand out to all of the Catholics that are in the military, made out of shell casings. It's amazing.
I thought you were gonna go somewhere else.
No, it's
with
made
that.
out of shell casings.
I thought you were gonna say like made out of teeth of the Vietnamese.
That would be wrong. You can't say that.
But he just did.
You can't say
He
that.
just said it.
So
I-
wrong.
we
You
went to
can't
war
say
with
that.
them.
No, but you can't say that. The second thing is that I don't even know if I should say the second thing. The second thing is,
can't say it.
the second thing is that I'm now standing up at the front and handing out communion at Mass.
Oh, you are. You're,
I am.
What
Is
do
that
they
a
call
special
that?
duty?
A
Yeah,
lay...
you're a Eucharistic minister.
Yeah, that's what it is.
A what?
Eucharistic minister.
He can say the
A Eucharistic minister.
That's what I am. So I hand out. Well, what's
body
funny
of
is
Christ.
You
that
hand out the
body of
crackers
Christ.
and the juice.
they're not
Body of
crackers.
Christ.
They're
It's
the body
bread.
of Christ.
The body of Christ.
Okay. But anyway,
Transubstantiation, Bill. Come
So-
on, get with it.
Anyway, so what happens is somebody comes walking up, and I hold up the host, I pull out a little the dish.
You put it in their mouth or their hand.
You have to put it in their mouth if they
want to.
they want it in their mouth.
If they're dirty.
If they want it in their mouth, you got to put
if
it
they
in their
say
mouth.
you can't put it in your mouth, you can't put it in your mouth.
No, you can't do that. Okay. So anyway, I hold it up and I go, the body of Christ, and they're supposed to
Put
say
it in my
amen.
mouth.
And then I'm supposed to be able to put it into. Why are you making communion dirty?
No.
You're going straight to hell.
Can't you put it in your hand?
You can't
Some
put it
girls
in.
like it in their hand.
Oh my God.
Like some people.
Stop.
Some guys, dude.
Some guys like it in their hand.
The only thing I was gonna make fun of the fact that this woman comes up every day and like instead of like sticking her tongue out, she just kind of opens her mouth up slightly, and then I have to like fire it in there like I'm just like I'm throwing like a quarter into a jukebox like I'm Fonzie, and I thought that was gonna be the story, but that isn't the story anymore. Now the story is where you
I
go.
just don't know. I thought you could put it in your hand too. You can't do
Yeah,
that.
you can. You can put it in your hand.
If they have their
And
hands
it's up
out.
to them.
Then, yeah, they can hold out their hands.
If
98%.
their mouth is open, game on.
Well, if they have their hands out, it's always hands.
Okay.
If they don't put their hands out and they open up their mouth, then
You're giving consent if they open
they're
up their
supposed to
mouth.
stick their tongue out. You're supposed to lay it on the tongue.
Oh.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
It's the Southside! It's the Southside! It's the Southside Pod! Thanks for listening! Thanks for tuning in to the Southside Pod! Y'all come back now, you hear? You thought the show was over, but here's a bonus song. You thought the show was over. Yeah, it was pretty long, but here's a bonus song. This one's too long. This is the bonus song after the last song, which wasn't the last song. We told you it was the last song, but this is the real last song now. The bonus song. You're still here? You should have. What are you waiting for them to take you to the Joe Rogan podcast? The next one in your queue? Because we know we're first. It's really over this time. Okay, you can stop. Right? A little square.
Go on. It's over.
Come on.
Goodbye.